Emer Costello.
Thank you, Chair. Emer Costello, Oxmantown Branch. Delegates, I want to welcome the Palestinian Ambassador, Dr. Ahmed Abdul Rajek, to the conference here today. So you're welcome, Ambassador, for this debate. Delegates, before I start as well, just to commend the work that Eamon Gilmore did on the issue of peace in the Middle East and the Palestinian issue, and also the work that Joe Costello did as Minister for State in the Department of Foreign Affairs. And it was terribly important, the work that we did. That work is being continued by Sean Sherlock, and I commend Sean Sherlock for his commitment to this issue. This resolution, Composite 5, is timely, looking for government recognition of the State of Palestine. And it coincides with the launch last week of the Sadaka campaign, which says, look at the State of Palestine. And let's look at the State of Palestine. In the West Bank and East Jerusalem, we have a situation of continued illegal settlement construction and expansion into the Palestinian territories. There is settler violence against Palestinians and their property, where settlers act with impunity as authorities fail to act on attacks. The forcible displacement of communities, massive restrictions on the freedom of movement between checkpoints, the permit system, and people are not allowed to move freely. Students can't go to college, people can't go to work. There's no fair, transparent planning system. The most productive economic lands have been seized and are being taken by the Israelis. Taxes are being withheld from the Palestinian Authority, and local authorities are left very much in positions that they can't develop their regions, and there's no sustainable development. There's no access to natural resources, there's no access to water. Israelis use 10 times more per capita water than the Palestinians can have access to. And of course then we have the ongoing blockade at Gaza, and the invasion and the death, the killing of over 2,500 Palestinians, the hundreds of thousands injured, the destruction of schools, vital infrastructure. All of these are serious attacks on the viability of a Palestinian state, and demonstrate that the illegal occupation of Palestine must be ended. Now, the Palestinians have worked on the peace process. They have been very resilient. They have shown their commitment to the peace process. But unable to find other routes to hold Israel accountable for its violation of international law and international human rights law, the Palestinians have been left with no option but to go to the International Criminal Court, and they will accede to that on the 1st of April of this year. And I think that the Irish government must support the Palestinians now in their efforts in the International Criminal Courts, and let the courts decide and show and hold Israel accountable for their actions. Already 135 countries have formally recognised the State of Palestine. It's important that European countries are starting to do this. European parliaments are overwhelmingly coming to the conclusion and urging their governments to recognise the State of Palestine. And I think that with Labour in government, and I'm hoping with the assistance of Sean Sherlock, that this is something that we can achieve during this time in government, that we can. The Palestinians have shown their resilience. They have demonstrated their commitment to non-violent peaceful resistance. They deserve the right to self-determination, an end to the occupation and to their own statehood. I urge you to support the motion.
Thank you very much.